Recession with the housing market in the tank and consumer spending now drying up. The president, Congress, and the Federal Reserve are all poised to act. But here's the question: is it too late to stop a recession? ABC's Bianna Golodriga is here with us tonight. Good evening.
Good evening, Dan. Remember the term, it's the economy, stupid? That's what everyone's talking about right now, and there's no doubt about it. The U.S. economy is slowing. The question is, has it weakened enough to call it a recession? And if so, what can be done to fight it? It's the #1 issue for voters. While the government defends it,
the Federal Reserve is not currently forecasting a recession.
Presidential hopefuls are questioning it.
And I want to strengthen our economy.
What people are talking to me about is the economy. We're slipping toward recession.
And Wall Street's gold standard, Goldman Sachs, is calling it.
Fears of a looming recession and the ongoing credit crunch.
The possibility that a recession is looming in this country.
The gathering economic storm.
A slew of negative headlines the past few weeks has strengthened the drumbeats of a recession. Last month's unemployment rate jumped to a 2-year high. Tapped-out consumers are falling behind on credit card payments. And the housing market is in such shambles that the country's largest home lender narrowly avoided a bankruptcy. But there are potential antidotes to a recession. Stimulus packages such as tax rate cuts both the president and the Congress are currently considering to help strap consumers dealing with high heating bills and high gas prices. And the move that will recharge a struggling stock market, a Federal Reserve ready to take action and cut interest rates.
The committee must remain exceptionally alert and flexible, prepared to act in a decisive and timely manner.
Which begs the question, will we, won't we, or are we headed for a recession? That can only be answered months from now.
It really was the last month of the year that we saw the greatest and most significant amount of deterioration in some of the economic statistics that economists focus on most to try to gauge whether we're going into an economic contraction or a recession.
Economists say that if, in fact, we are in or nearing a recession, it would be one driven by a major drop in consumer spending. Consumer-driven recessions tend to last longer than those driven by a drop in business spending, which is why it's so important that the Fed comes in and that if we get any of these stimulus plans from the president, they actually affect the consumer first.
Well, let's talk about the market, which obviously is the stock market, which is closely tied to consumer spending. Is there a sense that the market has already touched bottom? Or do your sources tell you that it's probably going to go down from here?
You know, no one knows right now. The most important thing to keep us out of a major recession is if jobs stay where they are. I mean, we can't go any more than 5% unemployment. You and I were talking about this last week. Still not a bad number. The concern is that it may get worse. And if people start losing their jobs, they're not going to be spending, even if we have tax relief policies.
Bianna, thank you. That's Bianna Golodriga reporting for us tonight. And we